Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mibs and welcome to the next video about the cheapest, best, maybe most AFK build at the current present. It's about over a week that we know that the new patch came out where we know the 5x husk being hit and the crowd control traps are absolutely useless against them because they're not going to be hit anymore. Well, they're going to be hit but just no effect, which sucks. Right, this took about a week. We went through loads of different builds. One were more complicated and another one were most simple. Some of them were quicker, some of them took much more effort to think about it. I would like to actually grab the opportunity and thank Butter, which actually gave us the most inspiration for these builds. So thank you, my man. And let's carry on. I mean, the best build and the most simple build, as you probably gonna guess, it's a pit build. Everybody calls it a pit because the husks are walking towards the retrieve data, and they're falling into the pit as they're walking into it, which you can see that I am building at the moment. That type of the base build. I don't want to actually call them AFK anymore. I don't really like to call them AFK, these builds, because they're not really AFK. I mean, I mentioned that before, that I would rather recommend you guys do not go away if you do one of these builds. Then please just stay in there, check if everything's alright. Sometimes you have to put the slow field down, just sometimes an extra husk walk into your build and it just all got its up, or a smasher walks into it and you could have killed it if you would be vigilant. So please do not walk away, not completely AFK, because AFK is away from keyboard. Please stay there. So, but these are probably the cheapest builds and the most reliable builds with the less amount of effort to put into it, because if you want, you can check one of my videos where actually I'm using completely damaging traps, and probably those are the best ones. Those are the 100% sure, because you actually kill the husks. And these are quite risky, because if the wall breaks somewhere, then you know that's the end of the mission. So as I can show you on the screen, this pit build uses actually wall spikes. The special about the wall spikes is they are cheap, and the second is that they can have the 866 actually perk with healing the walls. You can't use more than one. So on the one wall, because they do not stack, so unfortunately that doesn't work, which would be even greater. But yeah, use them inside the walls because they actually boost the healing possibility of the walls a greater amount. I would like to mention actually, while I'm doing this build quickly, that please try to actually build and leave the lobbers out when you do solo. I mean, this mission, as you could see in the beginning, I showed you that has wall weakening. That means as soon as the husks actually hit it, there has a continuously damage over time on the wall where you get the damage over time. And it's much harder to heal as a solo than if you would go on the game with your friends or even the public, which you're going to see later on in this video. As you can see, in the bottom of the pit, there is a half wall, well, a cross section of the foundation. We try to manage the husks going into one position. So what the whole goal is, let them stack into the smallest space, so as less as possible husks going to attack certain wall, you know, so we can heal it up. I do put a wall light, as you can see, into the inside, which is increased building health. Doesn't really matter, it's just helped me to keep the husks in one place and actually stun a few, probably 30 seconds, 5 times gonna hit them. So while actually all the husks are being funneled into the pit, actually they keep them actually stunned and not doing any damage. That's just the beginning, you know, so because I'm doing this solo, it's much easier for me to do, because 5 times the wall light's gonna hit the husk and that's gonna be it. Some people asking, is the wall or the half foundations, which I am walking on the bottom now, is it important around it? Yes, it is very important. If you do not use those walls at the bottom, as you can see, then the husk is going to go around and they're not going to go into the pit at all, or they're going to literally just avoid the pit and going straight away for your shutdown data. You see there's the box here for the data. That's where we're gonna land, and the pit is literally next to it. So between the mission victory and mission defeat is difference is just one wall. This is a special build because the retriever data is on an awkward position, but it works as a charm without any problems. And as I am a solo runner, I actually extend for my base the positioning here. I'm not going to put it on the top of the RTD. It's just gives me that little bit of time to not need to build and then put it down there. Just you will see it's absolutely good. I recommend you to do these builds because they are cheap. They are really 1, 2, 3, 4 traps, 5 traps. Sorry, 5 traps, because the inside wall is going to have a wall spike as well, and that's going to be another one which you can see just right now. I'm going to put the wall spike down because that's have a healing amount on the last slot area. Here's the walls, and that's about it. You're gonna run this as a constructor. I recommend you to not do this my mistake, because that was a mistake of my part. This one I put down the slow field very soon, because as you remember we put the wall light into the box. So do not put anything. That wall light is more than enough. Keep your slow field for a much more tougher situations where you might not be able to survive without it. So we wait the husk to go into the box. They're gonna stay there. You put this wall, this foundation on the top, or roof on the top of the box, for simple reason. So you can stand on it and husks try to get to you. And when they get to you, you edit the wall away, or actually roof away, and they drop down into the pit. I tried to put down here actually the anti-air traps, but the Lopez, as you can see, walked into the pit, which is, as a solo, I'd not recommend. All right, that does extra AoE damage into the box, because they're gonna shoot or try to shoot you, but they're gonna actually create a dust of damage inside the box. And you see that? That's it. That's their actually problem. Sometimes they get stuck, sometimes they're not, but I would not recommend it. It's rather worth if you actually have some anti-air traps to put them down, so actually they can shoot them away. But this time we all hold the husk in the box there. So yeah, simple, easy. I recommend it, run it on the public missions as well, because people now know these builds. People are actually using these builds, and quite often I can see asking people, will you build AFK or build the damage? And as soon as you put AFK, then people actually tend to upgrade the walls very quickly, pop it out, you know, they know what you're doing, and just can see. As you can see here, I was running this on the public mission. You see 4 people here, absolutely unknown to me. We built this one together. They upgraded because I run with a small amount of bricks in here. But the situation is exactly the same place, as you can see. I tried to make this as a video so I show you what's where, but previously only seen. So yeah, the setup for the hero, or loadout for the hero, is exactly the same as for any AFK hero. Alright, you run with the Kyle or run with the Nox. You got the healing amount in there. You see, this time I put down the anti-air traps, so they are working absolutely like a charm. In these public missions, very often you got 2 constructors, right? Very often you got 2 constructors. It doesn't matter if both the constructors are the same. They are actually stuck, not 100% stuck, but they stuck. Keep a level or keep a tile in between 2 bases. You can put them down so they don't negate each other, but they stack, and it's gonna be even better. You can see that there's nothing to breaking through. So yeah, it's really good actually. People are knowing it, and I'm recommending it. So hopefully you like this, what I showed you here today. Yeah, we've done in the past quite a few different. If you fancy, I will leave the description for those videos down in the comment section. If you have any question, please don't be afraid of asking anything. Quite sure that somebody can find you an answer if I will not be able to, but I'm sure I will be. You can find the Discord, join us on the Discord as well. And yeah, good hunting and good AFK building or pit building. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye bye.